What's up guys, it's your boy Spin, and today I'm coming at you with another video, and this video is gonna be all about 2K17 news, the preload trailer. So it's not about the gameplay, this is some very old gameplay anyway. I just put two clips together, so I have some to talk about over. So let's get into the preload trailer. If you haven't seen it, I will put a link in the description to the 2K channel where the trailer is at. So yeah, let's get into this video. So first of all, they show us the different positions that you can make. So for point guard, they show us Kyrie Irving, Westbrook, Curry, and Chris Paul, but they define, like, I'm gonna just tell some things that I find suspicious about this trailer or weird. For example, so Curry is an all-around superstar, but Kyrie Irving is an offensive superstar, but Kyrie Irving had more steals than Curry in the season, so that makes no sense that Kyrie is offensive and Curry is an all-around superstar. So that just shows you how much 2K loves Steph Curry. And Chris Paul is an all-around superstar. I can agree with that. For his size, he gets a lot of steals. He's good on offense. He can pass. And Westbrook also all-around superstar. Definitely can agree on that. So let's move on to the shooting guard position. They have Butler, Thompson, Harden, and DeRozan as an example. And I can agree with everything they say. They're two-way superstar. Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler definitely. Maybe Thompson could have been an all-around star because his defense is nice and his offense is nice, and he always can create his shots, and he can also drive to the rim. So I mean, he can also pass, but I think that's good. And Harden, offensive superstar, definitely agree on that. And with DeRozan, 6'7", offensive superstar. I mean, DeRozan plays some nice defense, but he's also he's definitely more an offensive guy than he's on defense. So I can agree with that. So small forward, they have Paul George, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard. So George is a two-way star. Definitely can agree on that. He's nice on offense and is a great defender. Durant, scoring machine. Also can agree on that. But I like his defense is so good because he's so huge. So he could have been an all-around star definitely because, I mean, he's still the second best small forward in the world. Then LeBron James, all-around superstar. I think there's nothing has to add there. And Kawhi, two-way superstar. Can agree on that one. So power forward, they have Aldridge, Davis, Green, and Griffin. And Aldridge is an inside-outside star, which is true. He is nice and he can shoot the mid-range, so can agree on that. Davis, two-way superstar. I mean, that's basically it. He blocks a lot of shots, and in offense, he can score out of every position. And then Draymond Green is an all-around superstar, and I don't know why they say this. I mean, he does everything on the court, but he's definitely not a superstar. Like, that makes no sense because he fights a lot for the ball and is aggressive on defense, but he's not a better player than Davis or Aldridge. And Griffin is an elite low post star. I know he was injured a lot in the season, so we have to see how this turns out. And for the center, they have they have Drummond, Cousins, Jordan, and Towns. And the only thing I see there is like that Towns is a two-way superstar, but Cousins is a two-way star. But in every category, Cousins had better stats than Karl-Anthony Towns, so I don't know why they put it like that. And DeAndre Jordan, defensive star, can agree on that. And Drummond, two-way star. I don't know where his offensive part is at, because I think he just can do layups and shit, but on defense, definitely he's good. So let's move on to the next. They have different types for what play you can make, and in this category they just show the small forward, so we don't know the caps yet for the point guard, shooting guards, power forward, and centers. But they have the slasher, pretty self-explanatory. You can do dunks, you can shoot, and you're very quick. And shot creator, basically shooting off the dribble, you're good, you can do layups and dunks. And the mid-range is nice, but the three-point shooting is not that nice. Also a pretty quick player, and I mean, you're alright in defending. Sharpshooter, definitely Klay Thompson type. He's good on offense, average on defense. So that's a Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson type. Then for the point forward and for the small forward, he can do everything. He's quick and he has a lot of playmaking. So that's definitely the LeBron James build right here. He can do everything. Yeah. And the lockdown defender, I think that's just a Kawhi Leonard small forward build, because he just has defense and a little bit of offense. So that's the Kawhi Leonard build. And then the glass cleaner, that's just a center build for, he has strength and rebounding and he can do dunks. So that's basically an inside center from this year. So let's move on to the next. You can choose your height, and with your height the caps look different. So when you get bigger, your speed goes down, your acceleration goes down, your vertical goes down, your ball control goes down, and everything. And but your dunk goes up, and your rebounding goes up. But I think I will like it's better when you have a little bit of a smaller player because shooting is way more important than rebounding, for example. Because for that you have the center. Then choose your wingspan, and this is what irritates me because they show a clip when you put your wingspan, when you have a huge wingspan, your shooting goes down. But that makes no sense because, for example, Kevin Durant, he's one of the best off-dribble shooters that the game ever has seen. He has such a large wingspan, and Brandon Ingram is basically the same player. He can shoot off the dribble, so that makes no sense. Ben Simmons can also shoot off the dribble. He has a huge wingspan. So I don't know what 2K thought of that, but we'll see how they do it. And yeah, that's basically it. All they showed there, all the information. They showed some colleges. They have some new colleges in the video, and they basically show how we get a call from the USA coach, basically telling us that we are nominated, I think, or something like that. So we'll see how that works out. Pretty much, it looks good so far. It looks nice. Different affiliations will definitely make the game more interesting. But I think at the end or in the middle of the game, everybody will have the most overpowered position found out. So that's how this will turn out, I think. But probably what I thought about, I probably just make a point guard. But I look at the stats before I make them. Probably I make a shot creator point guard or a sharpshooter point guard because I like shooting more than like dunking and shit. And yeah, one more thing, which I just noticed while I was playing 2K16, that 2K announced the layup meter. So it's basically like you shoot, but you have a layup meter for that. So everybody's complaining about that, but I think that's the best idea they ever had. And I think nobody understands it because the layup meter is against the whole square gang. So that people who fucking just run to the rim and try to get a contact dunk or a contact layup never get this shit, because then the layup meter will turn red and it won't go in. And that's the purpose of the layup meter. You have to think of it like shooting. When a contested shot, it does not go in, or it's not supposed to go in as often as a open shot. So that's basically the layup meter, and that's what it's for, because they try to I think they try to change that people make contested shots in it, and I think that's a great step. So I like the idea of a layup meter because I think you will never miss a layup when you are 1 against 0 on a fast break. That will never happen. And so yeah, that's basically the video. Thanks for checking it out. 2K17 drops, so I think maybe I'll post one more 2K16 video, but then I'm done with 2K16. So thanks for checking out the video, and I'm out. Peace.